Hello everyone out there. Thank you for joining me today in today's Savvy Services for the Blind's Lunch and Learn. I'm Roxanne Torres, the Community Relations and Family Services Coordinator for Savvy here in Tucson. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about the community resources since this pandemic struck us really bad back in March. You know, it really left a lot of people dealing with several issues. And of course, the worst being is losing a loved one to the disease, the virus, or even being diagnosed with it yourself. I think the next most serious, I would say the next most severe issue that a lot of us were left with would be financial loss. Some people found themselves in sudden changes of their employment. Some were furloughed, others had working hours reduced, and then many of them were laid off. And as we all know, not having a steady cash flow is going to affect many aspects of your daily life. Groceries, rent, mortgage payments, utility bills are just a few payments of what would be directly impacted by non-payment due to the loss or reduction of employment. Fortunately, empathy and kindness were abundant during this crisis. Here in the state of Arizona, the shut-off of water was held off during to like a non-payment. So if you were overdue on your water bill, you didn't even need to get an extension or call to make arrangements. Just automatically water utility services were not cut off. A lot of food banks were easing their eligibility standards, and they were really able to help out a lot of families in their nutritional needs. There were even loan extensions put into place for homeowners to pay their mortgages, when they got back to work and had the money to be able to do so. And I know that this also applied to car loans as well. In short, there was a lot of places that really worked with individuals who were suffering, as I mentioned, that type of financial loss due to the pandemic. And here at Savvy, it was no different. The kindness rolled out. We reached out to a lot of families, a lot of our students in our Tri-City Center area, which would be Tucson, Phoenix, and Yuma. Staff phoned over 300 students just to check up on their wellness, and these students included both past and present students. And of course, some of our students who are our older folks, some of these people were alone, sheltering alone, and we made sure that they knew we were just a phone call away. Conversation, of course, is pretty therapeutic when you're by yourself and have no one. We made sure that we had people on board, on staff, to call and talk to these individuals. We also made sure that our Savvy family were good in the areas of food and household items. And as a result of these phone calls, Savvy picked up and delivered over 35 emergency food boxes. These were to people who were in need of, like I said, food, household items. We kind of packed up, sorted out, and off everybody went. This is where I have to give a huge shout out and a big thank you to the agencies that helped me coordinate this. Sandra Federico and Riley from the Yuma Food Bank, and Victor Hightower from the Gospel Rescue Mission were without a doubt my heroes in this effort. We had our own group of heroes at Savvy that picked up these boxes and delivered all of them. They delivered these boxes and these household items all the way from Tucson to Phoenix to Sun Lakes, Yuma, San Luis, and Somerton. I personally, along with my daughters, delivered a few of these food boxes, and I can tell you those smiles, that gratitude, that happiness, it was indescribable. Emotions were high, and it was really great to be able to help others right now, especially when so many people are in need of it. So I'd like to say that today we're safe and we're over all of the destruction that this COVID-19 coronavirus has left us dealing with, but I can't. A lot of individuals are still displaced, and many are still dealing with playing catch up on their monthly bills. I wanted to go over a few resources with you so that you can have a go-to for information and, even share it maybe with some other individuals that that might need some help. So I'm going to begin with my heroes that I mentioned a bit ago. The Yuma Food Bank is located at 2404 East 24th Street. You can drive through any time between 7 o'clock in the morning and noon, Monday through Friday. Be sure to take an ID with you. They're going to ask you for your zip code and the number of household members. And if you have a little one in the household that's a year or under, they will also help you with formula. You can call them with any questions at 928-343-1243. The Gospel Rescue Mission here in Tucson is also hosting a drive-through food emergency pickup, and they've tagged it Blessings to Go. I think that's really cute. You can pick up an emergency food box Monday to Friday from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock at 4550 South Palo Verde. And that's located at the HSL Lopez Family Foundation Center for Opportunities. So this is actually located at the old Holiday Inn Holodome. I don't know if some of you were back here in Tucson in the 80s, back in the day. That place had a pretty popular nightclub, but I don't think we're going to talk about that right now. I don't even think that topic will make our lunch and learn, so we're going to move on. So I'll admit Phoenix did pose a few challenges for me when coordinating these food box pickup and deliveries, and I'm pretty sure that that's due to the expansive demographics of such a big metropolitan area. We did connect with one food bank, and that was called Hope for Hunger, and they are located at 5605 North 55th Avenue. They're open also from Monday to Friday from 8 to noon, and they also welcome walk-ins. So if you live in the Phoenix area, just kind of look up food banks. What I came across is that most of them are designated specifically to where you live. And so this is a perfect segue into my next resource. In the state of Arizona, we have a 211 hotline. This is a number that's going to connect you to an operator who has been trained to fulfill the role of a case manager. I'm really impressed by this service because you really do connect to an actual live person as opposed to an automated recording or a robotic voice. This 211 live phone service hotline has been back in service since April 30th. After being reduced to an automated recording, this service was opened again in March. And at that time, it was only handling COVID-19 related questions. But thanks to a group of nonprofit agencies and utility services, funding was made available to bring it back. This hotline consists of connecting you to several resources, and I'm going to go over a few of them with you. Now keep in mind, this is just a few of them. You can call whatever information you may need. These people are going to be really well informed to kind of target that need for you. So they can answer questions on supplemental food and nutrition. I'm thinking that might be some, maybe even government assistance like SNAP or food stamps, maybe even WIC, Women, Infant, and Children's Nutrition Program, soup kitchens, let's see what else, shelter and housing, pretty self-explanatory, utility assistance. There's a lot of great agencies all over the state of Arizona that are really helping with that right now. Emergency information and disaster relief, employment and education opportunities. So I'm sure that this also includes unemployment services. That was a pretty big thing throughout the country, not just here in Arizona. We have millions and millions of people filing for unemployment, and from what I hear, a lot of their phone lines crashed. But also, an article I just recently read, their phone lines are up and running, and everything is a lot clearer now. And again, as I said, call 211 if you need any assistance figuring out what to do and how to do it when it comes to unemployment. Let's see, veteran services, healthcare, vaccination and health epidemic information, addiction prevention and rehabilitation programs, reentry help for ex-offenders, support groups for mental health and or special needs. And this one is pretty close and kind of personal to me. They will also offer a safe, confidential path out of physical or emotional domestic violence. Right now, as we are all home, we're not, well, it's eased up a little bit now, but being at home, our kids at home, not really having a place to go out, a place to seek refuge when these individuals that are violent don't have a place to go as well, and you're at home with them, that violence can really surge. So, I really ask of you as a person who has gone through it, don't stay home, don't stay quiet, please take care of yourself and take care of your children as well. And as I mentioned, these are only a few of the items that I mentioned as resources. There are over 200 operators that have been trained to kind of be a case manager, and like I said before, they're going to gauge your need, find out what you need, and they're going to connect you to that right resource. I know that I haven't covered all of the resources here in Arizona, but that 211 hotline is surely going to be able to connect you to the right place. And aside from that, it's an easy number, right, to remember, 211. You're not going to have to memorize a 10-digit phone number or connect to any type of links, just remember 211. And like I said before, this is statewide. And just to revisit something I mentioned a bit ago about kindness and empathy being in abundance, be a part of that right now. Always be kind, always be empathetic to other, crisis or not. Always give back. In fact, don't wait until you receive. Just do something for others. And not just because they can't, but because you can. And right now, that's pretty much it for my presentation, but I have my beautiful assistant here, Desiree, who also works with Savvy. She's one of our independent living skills instructors, and she is my fielder. She's fielding questions. I'm not sure if I even have any, but I'm going to go to Desi to see if I do.
We don't have any questions
Okay.
yet. But
So, thank you very much. If you've got any questions, please go ahead and post them. I'll be sure to be checking up on this and answering them for you. If you want to reach out to me, you can always get a hold of me, and I'll give you my email address. It's going to be my first initial and last name, so that's rtorres@savvy.us, rtores@saavi.us. Take care, be well, and be good to one another. Thank you.